Throughout my life, I have always drawn these mandala-like figures that were based around repeating similar mark making in slightly different variations. It started in grade school when I would fill graph paper in colorful rows and evolved to these drawings as I grew older. I find myself at peace when I draw and when I see others exploring their own personal way of finding that same peace. That is why I resonated so greatly with June. I am mesmerized by Charles Burchfield's mark making and found myself in a slight trance by June in Zollner that day when we were given time to explore. Burchfield uses variations of these circular marks, and with them it is able to create a fascinating curved texture and represent the landscape in a slightly distorted and fantastical way. The clouds, grass, trees, and skyline are all painted with these similar brushstrokes, making the painting very fluid and unified. Despite the warmth and happiness that this painting portrays, there is no sun. Even though there is no sun present, the colors in this painting still portray a very happy and bright scene. However, there is one darker circular figure in the top right corner of the painting that feels a little disjointed from the happy fantastical vibe of the rest of the painting. Perhaps Burchfield is making a metaphor for something greater, that even in the happiest of worlds, there is still darkness looming, or in other words, nothing is perfect. Charles Burchfield was known as one of the most innovative artists of the 20th century. He is most widely known for his landscape paintings, with watercolor being his medium of choice. His career is generally categorized into three periods, the first lasting from 1915 to 1920, where his landscapes had fantastical and abstract themes. The next being a more realistic phase that took place from the 1920s to the 1940s. During the 1940s and 50s, Burchfield was faced with his artistic crisis. He was turning 50 years old and America was in the middle of its involvement in World War II. Burchfield had started to become frustrated with his career and was unsure of how to progress, so he regressed to his paintings from 1917. These reconstructed 1917 paintings helped him to rediscover his original inspiration, and it opened the gateway that determined the next 2 decades of his life. The next 20 years were where Burchfield rediscovered and revamped his first phase. This was filled with paintings of transcendental and fantastical themes once again. This is the phase that June was created in, and it's Burchfield's mystical perspective was what drew me to this painting. Burchfield's goal in his paintings were never to depict the world in literal terms. His profound relationship with nature was the main inspiration behind his work, and how he was able to express himself. It's works like June that makes Burchfield such an intriguing and distinguished figure in the contemporary art world. Through his paintings, he allows us insight into the beautiful and romantic way he views the world.